I have something to admit. I absolutely love junk novels. I mean, I wouldn't say they're junk, really. They're probably not. I mean, I enjoy them. They're lovely. They get awards, but they're not like ones that you're like super proud of that you're reading. You know, they don't have like a lot of literary value. They are the ones that you could just like get lost in and not care. You don't have to think. It's just, they're great. It's like you binge watching your favorite Netflix. This is what I enjoy with my books. But they don't always look pretty. Some of the graphics on the outside of these books are very loud. Some are a little weird and just, they're fine. They're not, I mean, they're fine for what they are. I am okay with reading the book, but once I'm done reading the book, where do I put it? That's why half of them end up like this. I do not love the cover art. I don't like how it meshes with my house. So because of that, I am going to share with you 6 different ways on how to cover your books. These could be hardback or they could be paperback, but it's helpful for when you are done with those books, you're done reading them. You don't necessarily need to go back to find them, and you're okay having them covered just so they are pretty and you can use them for decor instead. If you do want to find them again, you could easily just put like a little sticker and label the binding or the spine is what it's called. Otherwise, these tutorials are actually great for when you do take your book out as well and you don't want people to be staring at your book cover like, what in the world? I'm Alicia, I'm from thriftyandchic.com. I'm going to share with you 6 ways to cover unsightly books to help match your decor and hide your little reading obsession. All right, here's our beautiful cover art on our loud books. Of this first tutorial is using wallpaper. This is the easiest tutorial, probably works the best. I found this beautiful wallpaper for my wall, thought it would be great on a book. Essentially, all you got to do is measure out your book on the back grid of the wallpaper, making sure that you measure the height correctly. This will save you some time in the future, and actually measure the width a little bit more than you think you need. This is helpful as well for durability. So cut it out and then just peel off the backing. On here, I went corner to corner because I made it the exact size, but if you were to make it wider at this point, you would kind of extend it a little bit more on the right and just line up the top and bottom. And as you smooth it out to make sure you get the spine really good and all the bubbles out. You'll see now that I kind of missed the sizing on this one, but this is fine because this is a great way to show you that you just line it up as if it's on the wall, right? You just get another piece, line it together, and then make it a little bit bigger and fold it over just like that. For this tutorial, sorry, I skipped a few steps, but I had a whitish cream a hardback book and I put some painter's tape along the spine. I did not love the color of this spine and its words, so I used some rub and buff and put it on it and brought it over onto the front. I have it maybe about a quarter inch, a little bit more onto the front and the back where this painter's tape is. And then I just peeled it off when it was fully covered to reveal this beautiful line. For some reason, this is so satisfying to me to get such a beautiful clean line. And really, truthfully, this is all you have to do. But of course, I didn't leave it at that. I found these beautiful napkins that I will link in the description below. And I took off the top ply and peeled it off. And then I am going to apply some Mod Podge onto the book itself, making sure not to get it onto the rub and buff that could smear. And now I'm going to carefully place the napkin onto the book very, very carefully. It's very thin, and I want to try to get out all the wrinkles that I can without like peeling away the napkin. I had this extra amount left over that was just kind of getting in the way, and I am going to fold that over right now just to kind of move it out of the way and deal with it later and then let the top layer dry. Usually I put a blow dryer to it, which works really well and makes it quick. And once that's all dry, I'm going to add the top coat to kind of seal it in. And then I'm going to deal with that cover that I just did. So now we're inside the book. I'm cutting it out to make it even more manageable. And I'm going to just essentially like wrap this almost like wrapping a present and securing it with the Mod Podge, creating the Mod Podge, like glue, which it essentially is, making sure to dry it before I close it. And there it is, just so pretty. Now to choose the next book, we're going to go with this one. And this time we're using a napkin, but with printer's paper. You could either do this with cardstock as well, preferably white. Essentially just Mod Podge the paper onto the book. And you may have a little bit extra on one side. You could have measured this out before you did do this, or do what I'm doing and just do it at the end, which is kind of a pain in the butt, but it's okay. Make sure you get the spine really well when you do the Mod Podge, and then also secure the paper onto the spine. This, I was super lucky that it was the exact same size as the book, except on that little bottom portion that we'll deal with later. I found these beautiful napkins. I will link in the description below, and I'm peeling off the top layer. And now going to Mod Podge this on. Learn from my mistake at this point and don't do corner to corner. Do it where there's a little bit extra on the right hand side, maybe by an inch, so you could fold it over the cover. This will make it a more durable as you're reading it, and it won't have it come up. So as you're putting the napkin on, just work those wrinkles out very, very carefully, as to not like peel away some of the wet napkin. And now get some scissors and just clean it up, a rough cut real quick. And now go through you with the scissors, some really sharp scissors, and clean up the edges. You can also do this with like a sharp edge or just a sharp knife, which I chose to do at this point to make it look a little bit cleaner. And once that's all done, the next step is to secure it, or to seal it more so, with some more Mod Podge. All right, going to pick another book out of our collection. I'm going to go with this one, and this time we are going to use cardstock. Cardstock's amazing. First off, because there's so many patterns available, and it's a little bit thicker and more durable than a napkin. I found this beautiful collection of William Morris prints. I will link it in the description below. Now it's just to find which one I want to use first, but believe me, all of them are going to be used. So first step is to just measure this out and make sure that I can get it to fit. I used a ruler this time to get the top and bottom to be the right size to save me time in the future from having to cut that, because that is a pain in the butt. And then I'm going to Mod Podge this on. I did corner to corner. Once again, do not do corner to corner. Try to get this to go about a ½ inch to an inch over on the right side, so you could fold it in at the end for more durability. As you Mod Podge, make sure that you add enough onto the spine as well, and of course the back cover, and then fold the paper over, kind of like put it in place really good along that spine. Make sure there's no weird bubbles and bumps and whatnot. And then you'll see that I have a little bit of an extra um, lip, I guess, on this side. You could either cut it, or you could use like a straight edge or a knife and cut it. But I decided to fold it over at this point. I wish I did this on the front. This will make it more durable so it doesn't just pop off, since this is a paperback, and it makes it a little bit more slick. When you do that, just make sure that it is dried before you completely close the book. Otherwise, that other page will stick to it. But if it's blank, then that's fine. Once you're done with that, just add some more Mod Podge on top of it to seal it. All right, this time we're using a napkin again, except not the whole napkin. We are going to use little pieces of the napkin. So cut out the motifs of the napkin that you want to use. Cut out more than you think and kind of clean them up a little bit. The more, the merrier, so you have more options. Now, the book that you choose to use should be about the same color as a background. of your napkin. So white on white for this one. Take off the top ply and then secure it on with Mod Podge. Use whatever other motif that you want and place it around the book. Have some go over the edge. And then once they're all dry, add a top layer to seal. And then once that's all dry, add some painter's tape. We're going to rub and buff the spine again to make it a little bit prettier. You'll see that this is red, not my style. So I'm going to add some rub and buff to it and make it all gold to match it. And then I'm going to take off that layer and boom, it's beautiful, not just a white book anymore. All right, we're going back to our paperback books, and this time we are going to use some wrapping paper to cover them. Wrapping paper comes in so many beautiful different styles. I wanted to see if it'd work. And so I found this wrapping paper online. I'll link to it in the description below. I'm going to stick with this green one. I think it will be beautiful on the book. So essentially here, you're just going to cut out the correct size. Make sure the top and bottom is the right size and an exact height. That'll save you later on from having to cut it and deal with that. And then make sure it is wider. You'll see on here that I didn't do that. I only did it for half of it, which is a pain, but that's fine. The wider, the better, because then you could fold it over later into the covers and it's more durable and will stay on longer. Now get some Mod Podge and put it onto your cover just like we did the other ones. Carefully place it on. If you did make it wider, put it about 1 inch or however long on the right side. Don't line it up corner to corner like I have here. And then secure onto the back as well. Make sure that you get that spine once again, and then kind of crease the paper along the spine. Works really well. On this side, you'll see that I actually did make it a little bit longer on accident. It's a good accident. So I will have to fold this over and secure it onto the cover. Had you done it to the front part as well, this would be the part that you would do it on that side too, not just the back, and secure with some Mod Podge. Wait for it to dry. Make sure all the wrinkles are out because that's kind of tricky. And then add another layer of Mod Podge to seal it. Thank you for watching. Check back often for more do-it-yourself and decor videos or visit me at thriftyandchic.com.